The Performance Center here at WWE. It's an incredible place.
Yeah, I mean, what can you really say about it? Just looking around, you can kind of tell what we've got going on here. It's an unbelievable facility that probably in my wildest dreams when I first started doing this, I would never have imagined anything like this. I personally, everybody's got their path here to get here, which is really remarkable. And I stand around, and it happens all the time. Just yesterday, I was standing around and just kind of taking it all in. And I said to the person next to me, like, man, look at these cast of characters we have here. Because you have people that come from all these different backgrounds. You have footballers and, dancers and fitness models and strongmen and people people who made a living in professional wrestling like myself for a very long time before coming here. So you just have this amazing cast of elite people from all over the world, from all these different countries, from all these different backgrounds. And we put them in the best possible facility to accommodate people and to give them all the tools possible to succeed in this industry, Yeah. And for me, again, personally, just from my background, which was a professional wrestling background, and my initial training, which was, poor to say the absolute least. It was bare bones, paid $25 a week to go learn how to fall in some guy's backyard on like the frozen grass in Canada in November. That was like wrestling training. Right. And then to see these guys getting this opportunity to get these coaches, these brilliant minds, some of the best that have ever done this, access to these rings, access to literally, the tape library from the WWE, which is virtually infinite. Wow, mind-blowing, what the resources that are available here, It's like, I genuinely mean that. Just coming from where I've come, seeing what I've seen, and then seeing this place, it's overwhelming. Yeah.
And so what was your journey? You were doing the indie circuits. How did you get here? What was it a chance meeting with someone? How did it happen?
You do something long enough. This is for me. I can't speak for everybody because, as I said, some people come here from different backgrounds. Some people just, that guy's really, really big and really strong, and he's got a little bit of personality. Like maybe he'd make a great, and that's fine. For me personally, I'm of the belief that if you work really hard at something for a really, really long time, you do it well, eventually someone will notice. And that was the key for my success. For me ending up here, I think, was just working really, really hard all the time, everywhere I could. And eventually, people are like, wait a minute, he's good. And then it's like, wait a minute, he's always good. Hey, have you heard of this guy? And like, hopefully one thing kind of leads to another. So it took me about 10 years almost, or about 10 years until I ever had any real contact with the WWE where they expressed interest in having a look at me. And I don't regret a day of it, you know what I mean? That's the path I wanted to take. I wanted to travel the world and go to England and learn the English style, and go to Mexico and learn the Mexican style, and Japan, and South America, and Australia, and all over the world. That my influences did that. The people that I looked up to did that. They traveled the world to hone their craft. They were craftsmen, and that's the path I wanted to take. So I'm couldn't be happier with how my life and my career have unfolded in getting here,
And I guess you look up to guys like the CM Punks, the Daniel Bryans.
In a lot of ways, I definitely look up to them, and in another way, they're peers. Like I've known Daniel Bryan since 2004, although we go back and forth on this. He thinks we met in 2007. I was like, no, Daniel, we knew each other for 3 years before that, but that's neither here nor there. But he's a friend of mine. He's a friend, and he's a great guy, and I've always just had unbelievable admiration for his ability, and now I'm so happy that the world has finally caught on, and he's a perfect example of that guy, that you do something great for long enough, and eventually everyone will notice. For the longest time, it was 300 people in an armory noticing Daniel Bryan, going like, wow, this guy is unbelievable. And now millions of people every week get to see it and say that about this guy. CM Punk, same thing, my God, like these are just two guys that put in the work. And so obviously that speaks to me, and if I could achieve even, a fraction of the success that they've achieved on a WWE level, that would be spectacular,
The harder you work, the luckier you get, I guess, is the old saying.
Yeah, you make your own luck a little bit, and I'm a big proponent of work, and to be perfectly honest with you, I love this so much, and it's not, I love this. Like, that's what people, you're supposed to say, I love it here. I love this, like, just as much as I did when I was 5, probably more so, because my brain is bigger now. So I have, like, I understand it and love it on so many different levels that, God, I'm okay with doing this all the time.
It suits you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of all I know at this point, you know what I mean? So I'm okay with it. I really love it. And it's really cool just to be able to, like, reach as many people. Like, it kind of blows my mind a little. Like, I don't think about it because you get caught up in the bubble a little bit, I feel very much like I'm still very connected to that passion and that love, and not just for myself, but of the other people. And I feel like we're in this together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's a big part of what drives me here in the WWE is I feel like, I always wanted to be a pro wrestler and travel the world and do all this stuff. And I was so fortunate to be able to do it, and I did it. And now I feel like it's about something bigger than me because the WWE is bigger than me. I'm just a guy, But the WWE is huge, and the opportunity that it affords is huge. So the opportunity to reach people and hopefully influence people in any way, just positive way, in any way, just like, if it means putting a smile on someone's face for a fraction of a second, I'll take it. Let alone 20 million smiles for 2 seconds. I will take that any day of the week. That's an amazing thing to be able to do, whether you're part of the WWE or a musician or an actor or a performer. If you can bring, any sort of positivity, any sort of joy to anybody, that is power. And I'm not like a weird power. I love power and I love the power. But it's amazing to be able to put a smile on people's face.
And I guess it helps the fact that you look quite like Seth Rogen as well.
I get that all the time. I really don't see it.
Really?
I don't see it. Okay, maybe
even your mannerisms.
I get that too. And I don't think, like, I once ordered a coffee and Tim Hortons, it's a Canadian reference there for you, but like I went in, I was like, hey, can I please have a large coffee, double and a blueberry muffin? And she just goes, whoa, like, has anyone ever told you've got the exact demeanor of Seth Rogen? I go, demeanor? No, like, no one's ever said that. I've gotten the look before a little bit, but like demeanor, no. Yeah, but I get that. I hear that I sound like him.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Is it though? Is it? I guess. I like him. I guess. I don't dislike him. Freaks and Geeks was great. He's cool. I just don't fully see it, but I get it a lot. One time in England, actually, I was at the airport in Newcastle. I was trying to get a flight to London. It was delayed. And I was talking to the lady at the desk. I go, hey, excuse me, do you have any information about this flight? And I just see out of the corner of my eye one guy, like, looking at me. And I see him nudge his friend. He goes, that's Seth Rogen. Like, not that guy looks like Seth Rogen. That's him. That's him right there. What? Whatever. It's cool.
Right, back to the wrestling very quickly. I'm being wrapped up. But dream match. You're on the main roster. Who do you look up to? Who do you want to share that dance floor with?
There's probably a couple of answers to that. So one would be Daniel Bryan, obviously for a lot of reasons, just because we've actually got great chemistry in the ring together. We've had some really good, matches that nobody has ever seen, but really good. He's a great performer. And another guy that I can't wait to, and it's like my weird little dream match. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but would be to wrestle Adrian Neville, who's a performer here with me in NXT. We've wrestled, we've performed with each other all across the world in like 8 or 9 different countries already. We've come up and down the road together, and he's one of my best opponents in the ring. So if I could ever just have like a singles match with him at like a WrestleMania, I'm like, man, we would make history, Well,
there's going to be the time where the new class comes through, because we had the years when it was Cena, Batista, Randy Orton. It's going to happen, surely.
Yeah, again, when you get caught up in that bubble and you're just here and now, it's hard to realize, like, man, what we're taking over. Like, one day this will be ours, you know what I mean? Like some Lion King type stuff there. Like, one day this all is yours. And but it kind of is like that, and you don't realize it until one day, I guess, you're there and you stop and you look around again, and you take a step back and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Like, man, remember when we were all here in the Performance Center and just hungry and dying to get a shot, and like now we're here, So let's hope that comes to fruition, and let's hope we can take people along with us for the ride,
So are you Scar or Mufasa? The heel or the face?
I'm definitely Mufasa. I'm actually more like child Simba. Like, I'm like Pumbaa.